Should be when I'm driving, usually leave it on. Hello? Hello? I'm going to run through attendance. I think we have a quorum, but let's verify that. This is the full board meeting of Community Board 11 in the Bronx, February 22nd, 2024. So we have Burnett Farrar chair in person, Al D'Angelo in person, Veronica Castro in person, Hazel is excused, Malcolm Gray in person, Edgar, I think he said in an email that he can't come, I don't recall. Kading is online, Ryan is in person, Junior's in person, Chun Chun's excused, Christine Culpepper's in person, Stacy Ann, I don't recall, Angel, I don't recall. And if we don't hear from them, okay, Stacy Ann is here, over there. So this is something I want you to do as chairs of each committee. When you go through it, I want to go, well, I will go through it with you, whatever, we'll do it on the recording. But at the end of the night, if the person doesn't show up, please write it on the sign-in sheet, or at least tell me, and we will mark them absent. If you don't have no idea about their whereabouts. So continuing, Mary Al-Hakam is remote, Averill's remote, Rabbi's in person, Ken's excused, Wendy's excused, D1 is not here yet, Debbie's in person, David Levitt's in person, Juan is to be determined, Roger's in person, Serena is remote. I don't know if she's remote right now. We'll come back to her. What's that? I was told she's gonna be remote. Phyllis is in person, Naomi's in person, Edward Perez is in person, Susan Perez is going to be online, I think she is. So another thing too, the state open meetings law was amended. I think it was last year, or it could have been the year before. People with disabilities who join online can qualify towards quorum. Exactly what counts as a disability is another thing. I'm going to try to figure that out. But I mean, medical disability is what we're talking about. But I'm trying to verify that with the state. Shrado, because I know I'll get questions about that. Shrado Purdom is in person. Keith Ramsey, TBD. Juanita I saw online. Rich Reynoso, if anybody knows, let me know. Cynthia should be online. Also a D. Ellie Rodriguez in person. Joanne Urbino, I believe is going to be remote, or she's not going to be here altogether. She won't be here altogether. Harry Santaella, is he here yet? I believe he's showing up. Oral Selkridge, I think, emailed me that he's excused. Lisa Soto, maybe online. Joe Thompson in person. Sandy Unger in person. Janice Walcott, TBD. Dwayne Williams, excused. Jeanette Wilson in person. So that would mean we have TBD, yes. So we have 20 here in person, 2 disability remotes. So we have 21 in person. Let me just see if it's not. I mean, I have the formula is correct here, so whatever, it doesn't matter. We still have a quorum. So we starting the meeting, Burnett? You want to start? 7:12 p.m. Just for the record.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody who is here in person, everybody who is here online. Tonight is Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. This is the February full board meeting of Bronx Community Board 11. We also have WebEx, and we are going to start with our agenda with the Pledge of Allegiance. Could everybody stand, please? I pledge allegiance and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, Thank you. If we could stand for our moment of silence for our fallen first responders and medical and military service personnel, for those suffering throughout the world. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
I have to have it closer to you.
What?
I have to have it a little bit.
Oh, thank
Maybe
you.
right on your back.
I thought we were close enough. All right, there you go. Everybody hear me? All right, great. Okay, we are going to start with our gallery session. I'm sorry, Malcolm.
I got it.
Sorry about
All
that.
right. Committee board level meetings. Committee board level meetings. You guys hear me? Hello? All right, cool. Committee board level meetings must be held in professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, committee board 11, and committee board 11 staff. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with committee board 11 business will not be tolerated during any committee board 11 meeting and may result in the individual or individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the committee board. All public speakers must address the full board or the committee with their concerns. Election for position other than officer of committee board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence, including threats, are grounds for immediate suspension of the rights to attend meetings and review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all persons by respecting the valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it. Disseminating false information is prohibited. Thank you.
So also, so we have a time clock here. I don't know if you mentioned that yet. Yeah, so the minute mark will be here where the 4 is, and then you'll see the seconds smaller below that. Also, a note on the agenda. I know some people are like, what is that? 3A? That was, I copied and pasted. I didn't know how to condense it. I didn't have time to think about it because this is a last minute addition. She did register in time. And yeah, so whatever you send, whatever you submit online, or if you send me an email, I know Mr. Press sent an email, but I forgot about that, but I do remember he did send it. He reminded me, but he filled out a slip anyway, which was nice of him. Regardless, whatever you put in writing, I'm copy and pasting. If I can condense it or figure out how to condense it, which I couldn't here, then I'll do that. But that's why that's verbatim what I was sent for what the topic they want to speak about. I do not know if, I don't believe Bianca is here. So then I guess we'll move to Ed Murphy, who is here. Can we do a mic test first, Ed?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so I'm just reiterating the 7-Eleven Kruger Leidig, the mystery smoke shop, and just these people can't get a license. You walk by, they're smoking openly within the store. They've had the sheriff come there already with the 4-9. There was a beating actually in the store. So either way, between the ones who applied for the license now, or they're trying to switch it over to one of the brothers or the uncles, these people should be left out of having a cannabis store. That's all I have to say. Thanks a lot.
Next is Robert Press.
If you mind Yeah, ideally somebody hold it. Try that again. Ed, Debbie.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Who's speaking?
I thought you
can you
said
mute
Ed
yourself?
again. I just spoke.
Can somebody mute him online? Cynthia or Mary or somebody, please?
Who am I muting? I'm sorry.
Never mind. Yeah, somebody from the public was still unmuted. That's okay. I think it's done now. Is it on? I don't know.
Post anything that can be construed as defamatory or libelous. Now, the borough president's member code of conduct acknowledgement that I read at the leadership meeting 2 months ago has all of this also. And I just want to go back and say that after I posted my comment, 5 minutes later, one administrator turned off the commenting. Now, I spoke to 8 of 9 administrators who said they didn't turn it off. Now, the 9th administrator is Mr. Gray. So would you know who turned off the commenting, Mr. Gray? And I'll get back to you later, because I have the other comment on the Citizens of Community Board 11 page from Mr. Gray. It was, but can we cut to the chase here? This dude served on Community Board 8, apparently got removed for doing unethical things on the board, and is demanding he get appointed to other boards. If we're looking at this from the realm of real life, very rarely will you be rehired at a job you got fired from. To expect that is insanity. I served my term out, okay? And I'd like to know what unethical things I did, Mr. Gray. If you can't produce it, I'll see you in court. Thank you. Can you produce it? What did I do?
Hold on, you're referring to an unofficial page, right? You're not a page officially related to the community board?
Mr. Gray is an administrator on the page.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's up to the board here, but. I
The
mean,
Bronx
Mr. Gray.
Borough presidents, I read this last time, two months ago. It says that you have to, your behavior, your professionalism, your attendance, your community engagement, and non-discrimination. And we had one member removed.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Press. Next, please.
He has a request.
Is that a question?
Yeah, but I'm not a board. It's not up to me. It's up to the board.
So you have no answer, Mr. Gray. You lied. Huh?
Next, please. Thank you. Thank you. Next.
Hold on. How do you know how to do it?
Okay, we're going on to our next speaker, which is, excuse me, Michael Calacuto. I apologize if this isn't correct.
No worries. My name is Michael Colacuto. I'm from the Community Affairs and Department of Sanitation. I just have one small announcement in regards to commercial containerization. So as of March 1st, all businesses will be required to place their garbage out in a bin with a secure lid. There will be a 1-month warning period before enforcement starts on April 1st. Bins can be kept inside, in an alleyway or a yard, but if there's no room, you can place them along the building line within 3 feet, as long as it doesn't extend past 3 feet. Businesses should set out trash 1 hour prior to closing and no earlier than 8 p.m. Businesses who also are recycling, this rule does not apply to that, so you do not have to containerize that. You could use a clear plastic bag still, or an online bin. Any concerns with bins or containers, please consult with your private carters. And any other sanitation-related issues, feel free to contact me. My phone number is 212-291-1220. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry that Ms. Michael was from the Department of Sanitation in New York, so I wanted to make sure that everybody got that. I'm sure they did.
Hold on, Joe, let me get Mike. You got it, Deb? Thanks.
Okay, on the sanitation issue, who have you notified about this? Every store, and how have you notified the people?
Okay, well, we've been notifying community boards to let the people know. I also know flyers have been going out in regards to the new March 1st law.
I have a question. What happens, you're saying no sooner than 8 o'clock, but what happens if a business is closing at 5 o'clock? So they could put out 4 o'clock.
Place out at 4 p.m. And obviously,
But if a business is mostly paper product, they still have to use one of these containers?
Recycling does not apply. For the garbage that you do produce, as long as it's not. I'm sorry. Any recycling items does not apply to the rule. So you could continue to place that out as you were in a clear plastic bag or a online bin or a bin with a lid if you were doing that. But that only applies to garbage.
Anybody else question?
No other questions? Okay. All right, thank you.
Any of
Yes.
Yeah, more.
Yes, we have more. I'm sorry, Deb. Our next is Manuel Martinez, New York Public Library on events.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello. We're good? 2 minutes? No worries. I'll probably be finished before the 2 minutes anyway.
We'll figure it out soon. Everything new takes a little bit of time.
There you go. Go ahead. So good evening, everyone. I just want to, it hasn't started, but as of January 29th, we reopened after being closed for 2 months. So we were closed on November 27th. We reopened on January 29th, earlier than expected. So it does feel good to be back and serving the community. I will say that. And my team has been working diligently, at getting programs back up and running. So with that, I want to announce that on March 5th, so Tuesdays, basically Tuesdays at 2 p.m., this is every other Tuesday. For adults, we're going to be running computer tech classes. So on March 5th at 2 p.m., we're starting off with internet basics. And then on March 19th at 2 p.m., we're starting off with email basics. And this is for anyone that's, just looking to learn how to use a computer. We're going to be repeating these classes and adding more as well. In addition to that, on the Tuesdays that are opposite to the Tech Connect classes, we're going to be offering craft circles. And this could be anywhere from painting to knitting. But as of now, on Tuesday, February 27th at 2 p.m., we're going to be having a knitting circle. And this is not instructional. We're not necessarily teaching the knitting. We are supplying the supplies, but it's more, for the community members to gather around, to have a place to converse, a safe space. So we're starting that. And we've been heavily focused because the Allerton Library is what's called a teen center. So we launched as that. So we've been heavily focused on, implementing more teen programming. We've been getting a lot of equipment towards that. So every other Tuesday, we're going to be doing Allerton Teen Art Hour. And this is going to be Tuesday, February 26th at 4 p.m. We're also going to be doing opposite of that every other Tuesday at 4 p.m. We're going to be doing Teen Tech Time. And this is anywhere from 3D printing to 3D doodle pens to using, wow, I am over. I hit the 2 minutes. There you go. All right, we got more.
What other programs?
I know, but I didn't plug. What other programs do you have?
I like the t-shirt, by the way. We're offering like YA gaming. So the gaming department, we're also doing gaming. We got PS5, we got, other gaming systems. But for children as well, we're offering family literacy workshops. We're going to be gearing up for an 8-week literacy series program that's happening on Saturdays for families, where we got a performer that's coming in. And then in May, coming down the line, we're going to have a Culture Pass event. So that's basically promoting like the museums. So that'll be a 4-week series, and that's for adults. And that's going to include programs of the arts and programs of like performances, musical performances.
Question, I have a microphone, not. Do you send out your monthly calendars with information on the programs to all the schools?
Yes.
You do, so you send it to the schools also? If you could send it to also the schools that are in the Morris Park area, and if you could sort of spread it out to a lot of the schools that are in Community Board 11, that would be great.
Okay.
You never know, what families would really, even though we have the Morris Park Library, it would be really good to get it out to all the schools if you could.
Of course. So what I do every month, I do send out a monthly email blast that has like flyers attached to it. It also has the links that take you directly to the library's page where you can go. And if it requires like any signups, you can do that as well. So that email is extremely detailed. It also has like other resources that are available to people. Again, I try to get it out to as many people as I know. So if you have any contacts that maybe you can pass along to me, that would be great. But anyone that basically, wants to be on the list and I have their email address, I do put them on there.
All right, thank you.
We'll connect.
Okay. Okay, our next speaker is Diana Finch from the Bronx Park East Community Association, NYCHA concern.
I know, I hope.
Okay. Hi, I'm speaking on behalf of BPECA tonight. I was putting up flyers the other week for our BPECA meeting. When I went to the senior NYCHA building at 2440 Boston Road, where we have members, I noticed the front lobby door locks were completely broken. Anyone could walk into the building and access the elevator or stairs. 2440 Boston Road has 261 residents in 253 apartments, so most are seniors living alone. I texted our 49th Precinct Housing NCO, Gennaro DeMeglio, to let him know. NCOs are neighborhood coordination officers who give out their cell numbers and emails to community members so we can contact them about chronic problems that don't warrant a 911. Even though Officer DeMeglio was on leave recuperating from an injury, which I didn't know at the time, he texted me back to say that he knew about it and that this was just one of 16 broken lobby doors at 2440 Boston Road and Pelham Parkway houses. He gets a report every few days of all NYCHA doors with broken locks, and NYCHA has the info as well, but there's nothing further he's able to do about it. This situation is unacceptable, and our police officers should not have to deal with such futile tasks. I told Officer DeMeglio that I would do what I could to bring it to the attention of everyone in a position to do something about it, so I'm reporting it now to you. I recall that Roxanne Delgado has also mentioned broken doors at Pelham Parkway houses as kids who don't live there enter and hang out in the hallways after school. And we've had reports of non-residents sleeping in the stairwells of 2440 Boston Road. Thanks to Public Safety Chair Phyllis Nastasio, who said she would look into this. And I'd like to note that at least one NYCHA staffer at Pelham Parkway houses was among those arrested recently in the bribing scandal over payoffs for repair contracts. I hope the whole community board can join us in getting NYCHA and our elected officials to take action. Thank you.
Diana, did you report it to State Assembly and City Council also? Did you report this?
Not yet. I'm in the process. I'm in the process of sending it to everyone.
Thank you.
Anna.
Did you ever send the email about the information? I asked you to send me the information. I'll give it to you tonight.
Also, just a reminder, you can always email the staff and we'll forward it on.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, let's move on. Ronald Colangelo, you're up.
How you doing? You led off with no personal attacks by anybody. I guess it depends on who they're attacking and who the person is that's doing it, so it's okay. Second, 1900 Seminole Just Homes, no more hearing about it. The HHC passed it. So now you see a number of repeat offenders getting arrested. Repeat offender dragged his girlfriend out dead, left her in the hallway. Are they going to be some of the people that are going to be able to be part of the 70 pretrial detainees that will be able to live at 1900 Seminole? And again, I will mention that Bob Nolan called me on December 7th and apologized for his lack of involvement in getting rid of that project and told me that people that say they're working behind the scenes really might not be working for you, Ronnie. And I'm really sorry. And the last time I saw him was getting rolled out of the church in a box. So I think a lot of the things he said to me were part of him trying to make up for the lack of effort by him and other members in the community, knowing that the hospital is going to make millions and millions of dollars on the sick patients that they're going to take care of. If each of them get a bag of 5 bags of saline solution a day, there's 20 guys, that's 100 bags a day. At $200 a bag, that's $20,000 a day. Multiply that by how many days they're in there. It's all about making a buck. Jacoby Hospital was a big financial loser. And if they didn't get somebody to take care of their financial losses, a lot of them would be out of their jobs. I saw a bunch of them at the Allerton dinner they had the other day. I didn't want to bring it up. They were with their wives. But I will be at the next Jacoby meeting, and we'll see if they can try to straighten out what I asked them, or they'll give me the look like, what? We never talked to them. Bob Nolan says they're in constant contact.
Oh, I don't need a microphone. Ronnie, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
What happened to the Mackey board? They had that board. Where'd the Mackey board go? Did it break? You need to buy a new one? You'll never answer me.
Everybody hear me? Everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this like. Yes. Okay, I just want to let you know that Bob Nolan was also part of my family. And also he was a senior advisor at the Van Ness Neighborhood Alliance, which I've known him for most of my life.
Me too.
So I did see him before he passed. I'm in agreement with you, but my question is, isn't the final decision is city council? Has city council given a final decision? No, at this point.
Well, I think we need to have a little more of a push to get the city council on our side instead of working behind the scenes, waiting for something to happen when we could force something to happen, when we can show a neighborhood united against having this project, instead of going, well, you know, we'll get to it. And that's the attitude I seem finding in this group. I know this group voted it down. The HHC passed it anyway. Oh, well.
The community board is only advisory, and there's.
That's right.
Pushing that. I mean, everybody is aware of that. You are too.
Yes.
But the community board voted no on it, and there was a lot of community push. It's not a done deal right now. The city council still has to vote. So I say a lot of prayers, and whatever you feel that you can add to it, you know, give us a call and let us know. If you have any ideas, please.
I had a lot of ideas and was told what the group is going in a different direction.
Well, that
So-
1900 Seminole group is not part of Bronx Community Board 11. So it's two different separate things. I understand what you're saying though, but.
How did you know I meant that?
You said about 1900 Seminole. So that's a separate,
Didn't say anything like
it's
that.
a community push.
And I'm wondering what happened to the podium, what happened to the Mackey board, why nobody has a microphone, and this poor woman has to stand here like she's doing interviews.
I can't do anything about
Mackey
that.
board, very cheap. Little thing you had with the buttons, where'd that go?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We still have it, but unless we need it, you know. I mean, okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm not complaining, so.
Thank you, Deb.
That's why I love Debbie.
Okay, our next speaker is Zaid Nagay. I'm sorry if I said it incorrectly, from the Alliance of Yemeni American. Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Turn your mic on.
Sorry. Hello, sorry about that. I was just gonna do the new business. But I have been coordinating with Zaid for a job fair to occur within our community. The job fair is called Building Bridges Between Communities, and it's basically is a network within the Yemeni American business community. So with Zaid, we managed to bring some groups within the community, within the city, and within our district to host a job fair. We thought it would be a good idea in the sense as, our economic fabric is uniting all different parts of our district, and that we needed to find one central spot in which we can, pretty much show that the bread and butter issues are stemming across all of our demographics, not just one. So what I wanted pretty much was to get our seal of approval to join in on this event alongside him, to show, community resilience and community unity. So I guess at new business, I will make a motion for that. But that's about it. Say it again. Oh yeah, sorry about that. There's a flyer. So the date is February 29th. And it's going to be at Oasis Hall, which is located at 1907 White Plains Road from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you.
Questions on that? Okay. All right, we're going on to the chair's report. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Bernadette Farrar. I'm the chair of Bronx Community Board 11. And February is, if anybody has checked on it, has actually 94 associated awareness and designations and observations. Believe it or not, 94. And no, I'm not going to say 94 of them. This month was Valentine's and Ash Wednesday, fell on the same day, February 14th. We had Groundhog's Day and President's Day. And this month is still Black History Month, National Cancer Prevention Month, and my favorite was a celebration of Chocolate Month. So that's just a little bit of information of what we're in the midst of still. As far as Community Board 11, this month we had the City of Yes Housing Opportunity Info Sessions. We have 4 of them. One is already passed on January 30th. And the next one coming up is Tuesday, February 27th on diverse housing types. Wednesday, March 27th, which is on missing middle housing. And Wednesday, April 17th, which is on the actual housing opportunity proposal. So anybody could register for this. And if anybody needs to go and register on this, you can Google City of Yes housing opportunity page, and it'll bring you right to where you need to register. So you do have to register for this, okay, to be a part of it. So that has been a big part of Bronx Community Board 11. And simultaneously, on February 5th, Land Use and Transportation had a joint meeting and had the city planning present an update on the Bronx Metro North stations and notice of certification. And you can go online. Everybody should, who is interested in this, go online to our Bronx Community Board 11 YouTube channel, and you could Google that. It'll bring you right to it. And just look to see the date of the meeting, which was Monday, February 5th. And that was a committee meeting up at the board. Okay? And moving forward, city planning is, Bronx Community Board 11 is having a March public hearing, and the date has not been finalized yet. As soon as that it is finalized between both Bronx Community Board 11 and city planning, that will be put out online and it will be sent out by email, and everybody will get it as soon as possible. And the other two things, I just want to make note that city planning is having a meeting with neighborhoods. So with regards to the next meeting, that is going to be within the neighborhood of Morris Park. That is going to be on Monday, February 26th at 7 p.m. at the Morris Park Community Association. And then after that, Van Nest is going to have a meeting on Thursday, February 29th at 7 p.m. at 1830 Amethyst. So city planning is taking the specific concerns to the neighborhoods. Okay, and that information, most of their information is online. The Van Nest meeting will be put online tomorrow morning. And the last thing is that we do have a bylaws proposal, and I'm not going to be speaking of that tonight because we are waiting for some feedback from the borough president's office that will come to the chair's report and to the public next month. Thank you. That's it. Okay, we're going on to the treasurer's report. We have a question.
I'm kind of confused a little bit. What is chocolate month?
What is what?
Chocolate month that you mentioned, your
It's
favorite?
a celebration of chocolate month. That's that's for chocolate.
Oh, okay.
That's the chocolate that is sweet and that is dark, and we have light. We have all different caramels, everything. Okay. We're on to the treasurer's report.
Hi, everyone. So the Treasury's report has been submitted to the board office for publishing. One thing that I wanted to let you guys know is that the mayor has recently approved cost of living increases for the DM. So if you guys have heard of that and you don't see reflected in the treasurer's report, once that is approved, the final approvals are done and it goes into effect, you'll see it reflected in the salary change on the treasurer's report. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions?
I'll just, I could do it on my report. I could do it now since you brought up though. So those are cost of living increases for managers throughout the city because there's a problem with retaining people. So they approve those. Normally the board or the chair would have to sign off on those. There is one discretionary thing that Bern and I talked about a little bit about. Other than that, it's just going to be approved. This is an increase that the unionized staff, Chris and Harriet, got last year. If anybody wants details, yeah, we could share that with you.
Okay. We have next to the secretary's report, and then Hazel is not here.
But also when it comes to the January minutes, Harriet's still working on those. I guess we can get in my report. Might as well do that. Hazel and the same, if that's all right. So yeah, Harriet's working remotely from home. She has a medical issue. I did request that she provide medical documentation for working from home, which I'm not going to get into details here publicly. But she is working on the 2 sets of minutes. So we're obviously behind on those. So they're not ready to be voted on anyway. Yeah, Chris is out, unexpectedly out today. And I've been taking a lot of leave, if you haven't noticed. So I brought this up at leadership, I want you to get in the habit. If you email me, unless it's something you want for my eyes only, just to send it or to CC Chris or Harriet and vice versa. Generally speaking, it's a policy that I always CC them, they always CC me, whatever emails are going out. Just so we're in the loop, right? Because we try to coordinate as much as possible, especially if somebody, Chris has been out on leave for the past 2 days. Or I've been on leave, whatever. So recycling, I know a member of the public want to know what our recycling policy is. We don't have a set policy other than that we recycle at the office, right? I brought this up at last month. Somebody threw a plastic bottle away, that's recyclable. If you're not sure on how that works, you can see, whether or not you can return for a bottle. It's a plastic bottle is recyclable. Paper, I found that in the garbage today. Agendas, we do have a box by the sink that's just for paper. So please recycle at the office. Attendance records are more or less touched upon, but if we can just recap, I'm going to mark Angel, until further notice, I'm going to mark Angel absent. Where's the students? Unless somebody else, I saw some of the people came in, D1 absent. What's that? Juan absent. Tell me if you're here. Harry absent. If there's an extenuating circumstance, let us know after the meeting. Ideally via email. Some people texted me today. I understand if it's an emergency like some people, but if it's not, it's better to it's easier to keep track of an email. So usually send an email, please. It helps to text, but if you want, please do the diligence of following up with an email. And then, a couple things I want to put on there, but it's just been crazy. I've been taking a lot of leave. So excuse me if my mind's a little bit gone. So I did want to thank Bernadette, whether she wants me to or not, she did send flowers on behalf of the board when my mother-in-law passed away. I did want to do that a while ago, and then it just got sidetracked. Actually took pictures of all the flowers we received. That was in October, and I already touched upon what Veronica did. I'll leave that at that because I want to try to get us out of here. Oh, hard stop at 9:45. I forgot to tell you at 9:45. This is a policy our recording company put out back in October, putting us on notice that it's not always the case. Sometimes they can stay late, but sometimes they can't, and that means the hard stop for our meeting tonight is 9:45. So unless there's any questions or anything else, I think we should move on to Al.
Hi, Jeremy. Is Junior in?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Junior
thank
is
you.
here.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Welcome back, Junior.
Good evening. Leadership met last week. We okayed the calendar and we okayed the agenda for this evening. Also, I want to reiterate what Bernadette said, and I spoke to Ed. I know he's knowledgeable in city planning. There is a meeting at the association, at the Morris Park Association, 1824 Bronxdale Avenue on Monday evening to discuss the upzoning in the community. So anybody who is knowledgeable in that area, please attend so you can ask some questions so the people who attend will be better informed about what's going on. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, we're going on to our committee reports after leadership is economic development.
Hi, everyone. We had a meeting last night, but we didn't have a quorum. There is one cannabis applicant that we need to vote on because we asked for an extension, and that extension would expire on March 4th. That would not make it we would not have our meeting before that. So we need to make a motion tonight on this particular cannabis license. They had come before the committee not this past meeting, the meeting before. There was some concerns with them because there had been a sheriff's seizure. And according to Assemblymember Carl's office, there was some arrests that were made. Their products were seized from the location. So they did not come to the meeting last night. And of course, like I said, we couldn't make any motions on it. But I'd like to discuss it today and make a motion on it so that way we can send a letter, whatever our referral is going to be, to the OCM in time for us to meet our deadline. And we're not able to ask for another deadline because the OCM only allows for one extension. But is there any discussion on it or any motion, I should say?
Make a motion to send a letter of objection with this particular license.
Okay, so Bernadette has made a motion that we send a letter of objection for AM Convenience located at 2011A Williamsbridge Road to the Office of Cannabis Management. Do we have a second by Phyllis Nastasio? Do we have any discussion? No discussion? Okay, let me just make sure no one online. Okay, so in the interest of time, do we have any objections? Do we have any abstentions? We have one abstention, Ed Perez. 2, Ryan Barthel. Any online? No. 3, Malcolm Gray. Any other abstentions? Shrano Purdom. So that's 4 abstentions in total. Anyone else? Okay, motion passes. I'll work with the staff to get the letter out by tomorrow, so that way we meet the deadline. Thank you, everyone.
Point of information. It's Kenny from the BP's office. Can I get the yeses and the nos?
It's all yeses and there's 4 abstentions, right, Veronica?
Right, and I mentioned the names of the 4 abstentions. Everyone else that's a present did not object to it.
So how many yeses?
So Ken, since, I mean, no offense to the BP, but since you're not a member of the board, we'll get you the info after?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I'll tell you how many people we have for a quorum. Well, total present, we have 30 members present. So for everybody's edification, we have 30 members present. Unless somebody left, Naomi's keeping track of what time you leave, if you leave. If you have to leave, you have something pressing going on, feel free to say something. Just say, hey, just so everybody knows, I'm sorry, everyone, I have to leave, but thank you, have a good night. So we have 30 people present. So that would be 26 in favor of the motion, 4 abstentions.
Thank you, Mr. District Manager.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going, is there anything else? Monica, that's it? Okay, next is the ethics and disciplinary. Naomi?
Hi, good evening. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're enjoying your Black History Month. I hope you're enjoying Heart and Health Month. Okay, so I just wanted to have, I have a couple of things that I see there's only one item here. But the last time, hello?
The tech crew.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So I have a couple of items. I'll be really quick. I know we're crunched for time. The last time we met for my committee, we talked about a motion for training on privacy. I did listen to the leadership meeting. I didn't hear anything about this. So the motion that I would like to make is to have the privacy training. Phyllis, one of the committee members, provided a website of a training that we can use. I think it was like 15 minutes. So I'm making a motion if we can do the training on privacy standards using the link recommended by Phyllis, and everybody would just take the class for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that one will work.
Hello? All right, cool. I think it's a great motion personally. But I wasn't at that meeting, so, and I don't have the link for that. So I don't feel comfortable voting on that without being able to dissect the information myself personally, to see it first and figure it out. And then is it possible we can move this to next month to give us some more time to look at it?
Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else? Or you, because, you know, might be other thoughts.
Is this a free training? Is this a free training?
I didn't see a payment. Yeah, I didn't. Phyllis, you know if it's a paid training? It's free. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so Is everybody in agreement? I'll send out the link and the motion to the full board through Jeremy or,
Second it, you could just withdraw the motion and we could do it again next
okay.
time.
So I'm gonna withdraw the motion until next month and send out the information to the board so they can review. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm still not finished. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, so second, I will be doing a presentation next month on social media. I put together a tip sheet and I'm also going to go over the social media policy. Based on that, I'm also asking for some thoughts on disbanding the unofficial site, social media site. The reason why I'm stating that is because many meetings I've had from our Ethics and Disciplinary Committee, and the social media is a very heightened point, anger. There's a lot of anger because of things that are posted. And I think that we, as a board, should really think about disbanding the site due to the current culture and try to start over.
So I know it came up earlier that conversations was had, and Naomi was part of that conversation with the BP's office. The issue is it's not wrong for an unofficial page to exist. The issue is that board members cannot be administrators of such page. So I think it would be best if we somehow separated the unofficial page from the official page. Because I know, for example, Cynthia and I do, the committee in itself, looks at, post most of our things on the official page, and then we'll submit some of the things that we post on the official page to the unofficial page to spread the message. But when it comes to moderating, we should not be touching the unofficial page at all. So I guess that to solve that issue would be for board members to remove themselves from administrating that page entirely and letting community members moderate it. This was actually like a suggestion, a solution that was provided from the BP's office.
Yeah, but people that are admins of the unofficial page have been admins for years.
Which makes sense, but things change. And well, let me finish in that aspect. But you have to understand that there is conflict of interest of certain things, right? And if you are a board member and we are expected to uphold ourselves in a certain manner, right? Then we do have to see that our presence in administrating the unofficial page can present an issue.
The
right?
unofficial page was birthed by a board member.
Well, then I guess that's the argument that you have to make with the PP's office, because this was a solution that was provided to them, was the fact that
I had still yet to see it in writing.
I'll forward it to Jeremy so you all can see it. This was also a conversation that Naomi had with them.
Because I've had conversations with people over the BP office, and they're it's like they say one thing to you and one thing to me, and I like to have it in writing.
I would love to see that. We could definitely do that. I agree with you.
So I think we just need to take a step back.
Right.
Besides the BP's office stating something.
But
is it
the
ethical?
unofficial?
One second. Let me just finish. Is it ethical for us as community board members to be on an unofficial social media site, being that we are board members and that what we say can be held accountable?
There's there's people that have many pages. I've admin many pages. There's some pages that I'm even the sole admin. So you're saying I can't be an admin of a page?
I'm not saying that you can't be an admin of a page, but I'm saying is that there's an unofficial page and we should only be
It's
a part of.
unofficial, which means it's not under the umbrella of the borough president's office.
But if it's your personal page, I understand that.
No, I'm talking about community group pages that I'm an admin.
I don't know if that's ethical. That's what I'm asking the whole board. I'm not saying that you're unethical. I'm just saying I don't know if that I feel comfortable with that.
Okay, I think.
It was separated for a reason.
Then, okay.
Go ahead, Bernadette.
Yes,
So-
yes. I think it is something that the borough president should make a decision on this, or we need to see what the borough president basically sent down. Because everybody here has their own page. Everybody here is on social media, so this could also go towards, well, you know, my page, I'm a board member, but yet I'm still a resident here, I have a page, and then that could also, there could be a dual things here, so I think an unofficial page, everybody understands it's an unofficial page. This is just my opinion, I think we need to have more discussion.
Question about it.
Jeanette, you had your hand raised.
Sorry.
What I would like to say is, in the year and a half that I have been on the board, we keep coming back to lines that are not clear in terms of what actually the responsibilities of being a board member entails and what we can and cannot do. I think, and I'm going to give for an example, myself, I have a personal page, and that personal page says my name. I have a page for my community center, of which I am an admin, and when I am adminning for that page, it is clearly as the board president of my co-op. There is also a Brady community page where I am an admin, and on that I am a shareholder, but nobody in the co-op makes a delineation that I am not the board president. So I'm very careful how I administer the Brady community page versus how I administer the Brady Community Center page. I understand that the unofficial page that we are discussing was originally created by a board member. It was, it was created a long time ago. But I think what I have experienced in the year and a half that I've been on this board, both board members themselves and members of the community have issues in when we are speaking and how we are speaking. And I think that taking the borough president aside, and I am in no way diminishing her input or importance as a board, we have to take a good look at ourselves and figure out what type of board we want to be. Does being a board member say, well, if I'm sitting here today, then yes, take everything I say as I am a member of Community Board 11. But if I walk outside and say it, well, then I'm saying it as myself. I think it gets into too many gray areas, and we have to take more personal responsibility and figure out what kind of board we're going to be. And I think that it has to be universal and applied to every member. And I am also just going to piggyback, and I apologize, I didn't say it earlier, but I'm very happy that we are reading the Code of Conduct. But when are we going to start applying it? Because if we don't, then it's useless.
I second that.
I think that we have been applying the code of conduct. I just think that you can't control what everybody does. And I do believe that, we have to be careful about censorship. Okay? So I understand, I think as adults, we understand how we were supposed to act, but when you are just having a discussion online, sometimes things do get, not that I'm saying things.
I do appreciate what you're saying, but even in here tonight, we read the Code of Conduct, but then tonight, we didn't enforce the Code of Conduct. And if we're going to be taken seriously, we have to. Just my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette. Okay, I think Rich Reynoso had his hand up also.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so.
I just want to
Go
quickly
ahead.
say, I'm sorry, but and I respect what you're saying, Bernadette, but I do want to say that if you work for a company, and this is one of our jobs, there's a standard that you have to meet. And if you don't meet that standard, you can be fired from your job. You can be disbanded, as you all know. So I think we should try to keep that same level standard in terms of social media. And reason I'm really trying to bring up this point is that I've had several meetings, the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee, and the social media is a point of contention. Things that have been posted, things that have been said. And so that's why I'm proposing just disbanding and we start fresh with our official site. And that's what we associate ourselves with. That is just my opinion and the board can make their decision. Thank you.
So can we agree to send out whatever we can get from the BP's office in writing? We review it. If you personally want to disassociate yourself from the page, do so in the meantime, and then we'll review this later. Is that all right with everyone?
That's fine with me. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, the next thing I just wanted to state, I submitted something to the Bylaws Committee, and I just wanted to see if you received it. Was asking requesting change on the process of appointing committee chairs. I just want to know if you received it. You don't have to.
Received it. I received it, but it has to go through Bernadette first.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. Okay, thank you. And the last thing, I just want to state publicly, and I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I do disagree with the removal committee members. I think ethically, I don't think that those are the right members, and I just want to publicly state that. So thank you.
As I had stated before, it took me a while to choose the members for the investigative committee. And I chose people that I believed would sit down, have a discussion, review the information, we're fair-minded, and can come to a decision together. I have faith in the people that I chose. I understand that you have a concern, Naomi, and I totally respect that. But I have faith in the people that I chose for this committee, and I feel that they'll do a good job, whatever the decision is, and I support them. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to community. Okay.
I just wanted to say, Naomi, that I'm one of the people that were asked to be part of the committee, and I did say yes. And this is what I believe is going to happen in that committee. One, I hope we meet soon. The second thing, I do hope that as a committee, we can do the job we were tasked to do. I think it is very important. And I think that as a committee, the only thing that we can do is review the information that we are given, bring it back to the board with what we believe is the best recommendation. And I think it's something that whether you were asked to be on the committee or not is very incredibly important for the future of this board. Because I think how this is handled will determine how we are seen, how we are perceived, and how effective we can be moving forward. Thank you.
I spoke with Ellie tonight. He's received the calendar and he is going to look into the calendar, pick a date and distribute that date to the committee so they could agree on a date for the first meeting. Once that meeting has been agreed upon, we will let the full board know and the public know. That way everyone is aware of when the meeting is going to be, or it's going to take place. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to the community development and budget priorities.
Hello? Perfect. Cool. All right. So one second. Refresh my memory. On the 28th, we're having our public hearing on the mayor's preliminary budget. That budget will be posted on the website. So once it is done, we will send out an email to the community board members and through our public so you guys can review it. So that this would be a chance for you guys to come out and pretty much let us know what your thoughts are on that budget, what are some issues that you would like to advocate for within the next round of budgets, and so on. So we look forward to seeing you guys on the 28th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we're moving on to our Education, Culture, and Youth Services, Tiz.
Yes.
No, me. Okay, our Youth Leadership Award, we just got the fifth application in, so we now have 5. We will be discussing it at our next meeting. And as far as the school supply replenishment, I'm going to turn that over to Cynthia because she was there. Oh.
Yeah,
here.
Cynthia was there, but
Hold on,
she-
sorry.
Oh, you can speak, Cynthia.
I'm here.
All
I'm
right,
here.
cool.
Sorry. We did have our, shush. Sorry. We had our school supply replenishment drive on the 17th. It was a nice event. We had a few community partners there. The precinct was there to help us out. I think that overall, it was a warm reception from everyone. People were happy that we were there offering, some supplies for the kids. And it was a good day overall. That's all.
Any questions? Okay, let's move on to Health and Social Services. Sandy?
Good evening, everyone. We had our meeting and several people came and spoke. And one important group was from the residents and interns from Jacoby asking for a letter of support, which we did. I hopefully sent out to everyone to see. They're asking for parity within the hospitals from the city as compared to other surrounding hospitals, because we do need good doctors and we're going to lose them if they don't get a pay increase. We have the letter. It was sent out to the board. We could not vote on it in committee because I did not have a quorum. So we're asking the full board to approve the letter. If you want, I can read it, but you should have gotten a copy in your emails.
So you want to make
Make a
a motion?
motion that we,
I move to approve the letter.
Okay.
you want me
Yeah.
to read the letter?
No, I
No.
move to approve.
Approve, thank you.
So who wants to second that? So he
Second,
makes a motion.
are there any objections? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I always forget about the discussion. Any
Okay.
discussion? None. I make a motion to approve and send out the letter. Any objections?
Hi, everyone. This is Cynthia. I have to abstain with cause. I'm actually in the process of negotiating our own contract with the same party, so I should not be voting on that.
So you abstain.
Right. Any other abstentions
Yeah, we,
or recusals?
Yep.
Any objections?
So we're gonna send it as written, right? As drafted. Obviously, we'll touch up the fonts, or whatever the spacing on it, but it is on the website.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving on to housing.
Sorry, Sandy. Quick question. Do we have any updates on the health fair?
Yeah. Yes, I have told the commit last month that the date is June 23rd at Bronx House from 12 to 4. I had also asked my committee members who were there for some help. Cynthia offered to at least do the flyer. But yes, we have the date and I'm working on getting people. And if any of you have people or know of someone who would like to have a table at the fair, please let me know, and then we'll get in touch with them.
I will send you the contact of a few people I think would be interested.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Is that an echo?
Can I,
No.
excuse me, can I get the information for the fair also sent?
Wait, say again, April?
Do you have a flyer for the fair?
We are working on it. Cynthia
Okay,
had
and repeat, when is the date?
June 23rd, from 12 to 4 at Bronx House. It's a
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay, I'll get back to you with that also.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have housing. I know, who is Rich Reynoso?
Yeah, Hazel's out. So just a brief overview of our meeting that occurred earlier this month. We spoke mainly about the City of Yes housing opportunity. There is hearings coming up February 27th, March 27th, and April 17th. We'll look to send links so folks can join from the board and the public. Besides that, we're looking to have a combined meeting with land use, I believe, in the coming month, right, Bernadette? Public safety? Okay. We don't have a date yet, but we'll premiere that very soon. So please look out for that. It's gonna be very important. And that's all for housing.
Rich, the meeting is March 4th. It's on the calendar.
Okay.
So just on that
The
note,
combination meeting.
the calendar was sent out on the 16th. We still have to publish it. I know, so Ken and Oral are both out. And I know Rabbi, I don't know if he's off. We were looking at the 20th, but that's when economic development's scheduled to meet. So do you want to see if the 13th or the 25th would work for you? Do you know offhand, or you want to get back to us? Go for the 25th? Okay, so the plan is a public hearing on the Bronx Metro North study. There was well, Rabbi can talk about that when he gets to his report, sorry. So the land use is not here, but we're working on public hearing.
Okay, so we are moving on to Parks and Recreation.
Good evening, everyone. At our Parks meeting, we spoke about the Zimmerman Playground and the resources we got from the City Councilman Riley, the State Senator Bailey, and Zaccaro, our Assemblyman. They're giving us funding for Zimmerman Playground finally, and hopefully it'll get underway quite soon, sometime this year, okay? I've been fighting for this for over 8 years, okay? Thank you.
Yes.
One second, to be honest, I really want to say.
Let me turn this off. Too many mics on adds to the feedback from what I noticed.
Hello? Yeah, no, I just really want to say, like, I'm very happy about that. And I'm so proud of Janice and just how much work she put into this, make it happen. Like, that was a lot of grit and grind. And to see that was very honorable. So thank you so much for the lessons that you thought with that.
I do want to make note, that I did meet our new parks liaison. We had a meeting yesterday. I know Phyllis couldn't go. I know I didn't let Bernadette know in time enough. We had a meeting with Einstein College of Medicine. It was really a Board 10 thing anyway. Unfortunately, if you haven't noticed, there's been a few assaults in parks, right? Particularly of joggers having their cell phones stolen. So if you do like to jog and you like to go to like a wooded area, look out for somebody on a scooter. If somebody passes you on a scooter, keep that in mind. Maybe you don't take your cell phone with you. Obviously, it's easier said than done. But I did meet our new parks liaison at that meeting yesterday. But it's primarily happening in Pelham Bay Park. There were 2 assaults, to my knowledge, on Pelham Parkway, but most of the assaults are happening. Why was the meeting at Einstein? Why did it involve me and Board 10? Because there were Einstein students who have been assaulted. I do not know his name. I gave him my card. I asked if he had a card. He didn't have a card. I asked him to email me. I can follow up with Matt because Matt is his supervisor. And here you go, Phyllis.
Thank you. And Janice, thank you so much. Patience, perseverance, and prayer. You do get what you want, and community involvement. So thank you. I know how it was when Van Ness got everything going and we got our park. So it is a big, big achievement. Congratulations. Next, we are on to public safety.
Our meeting, our public safety meeting will be this Monday, the 26th, and our guest will be FDNY for non-certification CPR training. And March 4th, we are having a joint meeting with transportation, and our guest at that meeting is DOT.
So just, I know Rabbi's going to touch upon this, but we did talk at leadership. If you have questions for DOT, can you get us to that? Can you get us your questions by Monday? Right, if there are issues to follow up on. I know Lisa Soto did email me something I did forget, in addition to Rabbi emailing me stuff. If you get us something by Monday, we want to give DOT approximately a week. If there's anything that they can follow up on. Because remember that the DOT commissioner in some ways is like me, except for he has a different name title. He officially works for DOT, but he doesn't, again, he has to rely on other people within the agency to get back to him.
Okay, our next committee is Sanitation and Environmental Protection. Avril?
We don't have any, why is my camera off? Sorry, my camera being off, sorry. We don't have any new updates, and we don't have any plans for next meeting in March, so we cancel that meeting. So we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I forgot about that, Rabbi. That's another opening, the 5th. That's the day after your joint meeting with public safety. But, so we'll shoot for the 25th. I'm assuming you still want that.
Okay, and we are on to transportation, Rabbi.
Thank you so much. We had a meeting joint with land use, and we heard all about city planning and all the grandeur that they have for the Metro North stations and all the jobs it's going to bring and all the buildings it's going to bring and so on and so forth, and how it's going to improve the whole neighborhood. Pretty good presentation. There were some questions, and there's still some questions in my mind, but it's not the time to bring that up. But they did make an attempt to try to sell us on this plan. Then we go to March 4th, and on March 4th, we will talk to the DOT commissioner, as Jeremy said, and I encourage everybody here at this table, whether you be a public person or on the board, to send your questions to Jeremy. Send them to Jeremy?
Yeah, so send them to staff.
Send them to staff, to Jeremy, and please put your questions in the form of a question, because as I said at the transportation meeting, we don't want to ask the same question 22 times. So please, he is a commissioner, and he is the new DOT commissioner in the Bronx, and we want to give him a good shot. There's a lot of issues out there, safety and traffic lights and lines on the road and so on and so forth, and too many buses on Boston Road. So let's get the answer for him, and then we go from there. And then last but not least, as Jeremy said, March 25th, we will have the public hearing, which will take place where, the public hearing, Jeremy?
The office.
The office. So, okay, so March 25th will be the public hearing, and everybody's invited to that. And
that's provided, I think, Brian, I think it'd be prudent to have city planning there. I think city planning wants to be there. It's provided that they can make it. So far, as far as I know, they can make it.
And one final thing, which I think I requested at transportation, is there's a whole bunch of questions, which maybe we could ask from DOT, of what that new Bronx bus plan, whatever it was called. I requested at the transportation committee meeting that we get back all these people that said they're moving this bus there and that bus there, and now their shelters are not being used, and so on and so forth. So we have to see if that thing is a success, which I think has been in force for about 2 years. Thank you, everybody. God bless, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Rabbi. Next we have is the City of Yes. Wendy, are you online?
She's excused today. I just put you guys on there because I know you were gonna maybe have some meetings coming up. So it's up to you, Ed, if you want to. Yeah, just give me a second.
All right.
Or Debbie's coming. And I do have a DSC scheduled for the 14th. So if there's anything in addition to DOT, parks issues, This is not, I mean, that's not open to the public. The only board member that's a member of the cabinet is Bernadette. I chair the meeting. If you need more details on that, so I don't waste all your time, talk to me after the meeting about exactly what DSC meeting is.
The City of Yes, now that we're in the housing portion, City of Yes for Housing Opportunity, basically the meetings that we're gonna have is some web meetings. We're switching to bi-weekly meetings to better translate this information for the rest of the board and really try to work with the community on the City of Yes for Housing Opportunity. So a lot of what the Housing Committee is gonna be discussing is basically the same thing that the City of Yes committee is going to be doing. But I do want to point out that there have been, I believe, one appointment as a community member on the City of Yes committee. Again, I don't know the details of how that happens, but I do want to make sure that the public is aware that this is open to everybody. So if it was open to one person, it's open to everybody. Anybody in the community that is interested in being on the City of Yes committee as a community member, please email staff and they will see to it that you guys get a seat at the table. Because I know that it's very important for the community to have a seat at the table so that you are heard. So that, you know, as you see, you know, we do have a little bit of dysfunction on this board, but we do like to get things done. So, you know, we are opening up the doors to you guys when it comes to the City of Yes committee. Thank you.
Yes, Ed, I think I'm the last microphone here. That's a little bit of an echo. I just want to let you know that a community committee member doesn't just jump on. Basically, there was a conversation between myself and the chair of the City of Yes. And then basically, because it was put in writing, and then it gets spoken to the chair. So Wendy and I did have a discussion, and then also that's how that decision was made. You could speak to Wendy about it.
Private conversation. Just like you said, it was a private conversation, right? So I just want to make sure, I don't have to ask anybody anything. I just want to make sure that the public is aware that this opportunity is available. Thank you.
It's in our bylaws.
And I'm just making sure that it's stated again. Thank you.
Yeah, just to also qualify, your intent is to have fully remote planning meetings, unofficial meetings, which is kind of like when you guys don't have a quorum, remember that's an unofficial meeting. So technically, we shouldn't have those, but we understand that you sometimes have guests. It's hard to, you know, cancel those on the spot because you don't want to lose the guest. But you guys won't be voting any official meeting. If you don't have a quorum, you can't be voting and conduct official business. Obviously, you can hear a guest, we record it. Just want to make that clear.
Oh, a quorum in person. Okay, next we're on to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you, Jeremy. So good evening, everyone. On Tuesday, February 20th, our committee welcomed a special guest speaker in honor of Black History Month. So happy Black History Month, everyone. We had a birthing expert. Her name is Nubia Earth Martin, join us to discuss the disparities in maternal morbidity and mortality rates. There was no quorum, so there weren't any motions made. But a little bit more on the Black History Month. This year's theme, just FYI, every year there's a theme, is African Americans and the arts, right? So, you know, that includes things like performing arts, visual arts, literature, fashion, folklore, etc. One of the things that I would recommend everyone do in this committee and for our community members who are interested is take a look at some of the documentaries out there. On Netflix, there was an interesting one that I watched. It was called Stamped from the Beginning. So it's really wonderful to get, you know, insight into a community that you don't belong to. That's it. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, something really important. There are two special people here making history in Community Board 11 who this month also are celebrating their birthdays. So our hero, Janice and Malcolm, happy birthday.
Just a quick question. Was it recorded, your meeting from Tuesday?
Yes, it was recorded. It's online. So if you guys go to YouTube, you go to the live videos, it should be there. Thank you, Richard.
Okay, great. Let us go on to our elected officials. We have a representative from Bronx Borough President's Office. Is that Kenny?
Yes, ma'am. Bronx Borough President hosts informational session in conjunction
Hold
with
on,
the New
Kenny,
York.
hold on.
Oops,
Hold on.
sorry.
Unfortunately, we time all reps.
Tell me when I'm ready.
Right when you are
Okay.
now.
Okay, so the BP hosted informational session with the DIFTA, planning end of life planning, health proxies, and more. We had it at Borough Hall. President Gibson and Big Brothers and Sisters of New York City were in partnership, calling on Bronx residents to enlist as mentors. Over 900 use citywide applications. We need more than the 38% that hail from the Bronx. The BP has held public hearings, as was mentioned before, on the City of Yes recommendations. Tuesday the 27th, diverse housing types. Wednesday the 27th, missing the middle. Wednesday the 17th, over the City of Yes housing proposals. Community board applications are due Friday, March the 1st. Of the 21 members that are up for reappointment, we've only received a third, so please bring in those applications so we can interview. And also, eh, uh, Kira Gannon will be receiving any emails at CGA as in Nancy ON at Bronx BP, such as borough president NYC.gov. And my email is kgagosto, AGOSTO at bronxbp.nyc.gov. And happy Black History Month. Gung Hai Fat Choi. Happy Lunar New Year. And happy Valentine's Day.
Okay, all right, thank you, Kenny. Next is Councilmember Mamarato's office.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Renata. I'm representing City Councilwoman Christy Mamarato. There's flyers on the information center over there, just to go through them quickly. As Al stated, Morris Park Association is holding Monday, February 26th, city planning. Everyone's encouraged to attend, please. Then on March 30th, she's holding free mammogram screening. That's something very close to her heart. As you all know, she was an X-ray tech. Home ownership forum will be March 6th, and you can learn about home foreclosure prevention, home repairs, property taxes, recycling, water and sewer charges. That's going to be held at the Bronx House. Next is celebrating St. Patrick's Day with Adrian Adams, who is City Council lead speaker. You could sign up to attend. And last but not least, New York City Taxi and Limousine is holding annual services to help people renew their licenses, which includes free drug screening, TLC violation licensing inquiries, and that's also going to be held in front of Morris Park Community Association, March 15th from 10 to 3. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question.
Thank you. Okay, I think we truly all wish the councilwoman the best, but when will she be coming to speak to us over here? I think she's new. When did she come? Before the election or after the election? Okay, so that's when she was here? I don't remember. My mistake. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
She knows we want, she'll be here. She'll be here. She's been here before. She'll be here again.
Okay, we're on to Councilmember Felice's office.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Esperanza Diaz from the Office of Councilmember Feliz. I am the Director of Community Engagement for his office. As always, we are located at 573 East Fordham Road, and our phone number is 718-842-8100. As to updates, we have tax prep on Mondays and Wednesdays by appointment, so you can call our office, and they're free of charge. And also on Tuesdays, we offer immigration services through CUNY Citizenship Now, so you can call our office and we will help you with that as well. And as to March events, we are hosting our spring event on Sunday, March 24th at the New York Botanical Garden, and everybody is invited. Please, we will send out flyers when they become available next month, and we will share it with everybody. So if you have children or you feel like a child or you want to celebrate spring with us, you are cordially invited to our spring event on the 24th. And those are the updates as of now. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. From Councilmember Riley's office?
Everyone, I'm Kevon Bolt from Councilmember Riley's office. Just some quick updates and upcoming events. First update, we're doing free tax prep. We offer tax prep Wednesdays and Fridays in our offices. That's in Quad City at 135 Einstein Loop, as well as East Gunny Hill Road. That's 940 East Gunny Hill Road. We also have two community cleanups coming up. The first one will be taking place on Givens Avenue, and that will be on March 15th from 10 to 12. The second one will be on Tillison Avenue from same time, and it will be on March 30th at Tillison Avenue. Thank you and have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Quick question.
Could you send that info to Jeremy so he can send it to us? I think a lot of times the public officials give us a lot of dates. It's for everyone. And we just know we don't follow up because we don't, as soon as we leave the meeting. So if you, not to give you more work, but yeah.
Flyers are over there too.
I know, but it's just even an email, it works because we could save everything when we scan our with our eyes. So that's all.
No problem. No problem. I'll send it first thing tomorrow morning. You're welcome.
So if anybody wants to know how to get in touch with us, if you go, I mean, you can always call us, but on our website, the contact us page, there's my email, there's Harriet's, and there's Chris's. Ideally, you send it to all three people because, like I said, Harriet and Chris are basically out. Well, Harriet's online tonight, but if I'm out, somebody will hopefully catch it.
Okay, we have from the mayor's office?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Alina Dow. I'm the Bronx Borough Director for the Mayor's Community Affairs for all of those friendly faces that I'm not familiar with. Good to see you all. So I know one of the biggest things that are happening is that the mayor did cancel the next rounds of budgets. Cuts have been canceled, so I know that's a thing that everyone's happy about. I do want to make sure that everyone please signs up for the mayor's newsletter. I will send the link to Jeremy and he can share it with everyone. That is a way to keep up to date with all of the good things that are happening in the city that the mayor does report on, and then I know the news doesn't get to share too often. Also, we are still doing the Pillar Awards. Please, I'll also send that link to Jeremy. The mayor wants you as your neighbor to recommend people that are doing amazing things in the community. So please nominate someone that you think is worthy of it. I will provide my information. My number is 914-446-8393. My email is adow@cityhall.nyc.gov. I always make myself available to everyone. I also wanted to make sure to remind everyone, please tell anyone that's making a complaint to report to 311. That is the way that we are able to track information. I know sometimes the agencies don't get out, but if you call Jeremy or if you call someone on the board and they didn't report it to 311, it's really hard to track and say that an agency didn't take care of something. As far as that, thank you all and enjoy all of the holidays that are being celebrated in the month of February.
Thank you. Okay, from the Public Advocate's Office?
Good evening. My name is Gina Costello Williams. I am your Bronx Borough Advocate, representing our New York City Public Advocate, Honorable Jamani D. Williams. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who supported the 586-A for the Transparency for How Many Stops Act. So this is a great way that we keep our city safe, and we have to remember about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's all around New York. The whole goal is so that everyone is able to thrive and be successful and feel safe as a part of public safety policy. The other thing is that we will be having a Black History celebration on the 26th of February, and you can go on Eventbrite for that detailed information, but it's from 6 to 8 in the mezzanine at 1 Center Street. Also, we would always encourage you to ask the advocate every third Monday, Bronx News 12 from 7 to 7:30. Other than that, the Public Advocate always wishes you peace and blessings, and always remember diversity, equity, and inclusion. That is the way that this city performs best for all constituents in New York City. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. From Congressmember Ocasio-Cortez's office?
Hey, all doing? Good evening. Just a couple updates from the Congresswoman. Tonight, she's having a town hall in Queens, and so if you want to get up to speed with what's happening over there, I know it's a bit of a trek. You can always go and view the recording at youtube.com. Her username is Rep AOC. So as for any sort of public events that she has recorded, you can always go on there and look at that. Last week, the Congresswoman also celebrated the 5th anniversary of the introduction of the Green New Deal. That's a legislative package and sort of a general philosophy for her legislative priorities going forward. Since 2019, this Green New Deal movement has secured over $369 billion to fight climate change through the Inflation Reduction Act, through the American Climate Corps, and achieved victories in every level of government. If you have a comment regarding that or any other piece of legislation, positive or negative, feel free to call our office. Our number is 718-662-5970, or you can email us. My number, which can be texted or called, is 917-880-6547. The last thing, or I guess two more things, in a sort of effort to get out into the community a little bit more, seeing that sometimes our two offices are a little bit far for people to go to. On February 29th at Throgs Neck Library from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., I'll be there with a table taking constituent service requests. I'll send that information over to Jeremy. We sent an email out to the community. So these things are being held throughout the district so that people can go and get some help in person if one of our offices is not open or if something is going on. The last thing is that our office is hiring for someone for a constituent liaison and field representative role. It's pretty much what I do. You go out into the community, you go to the different community boards, you take casework requests, you send inquiries to the federal agencies. It's her boots on the ground. Really great office to work with. And if you want any sort of more information, you can always go to her website at ocasio-cortez.house.gov. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, so every representative in Congress is up for re-election except for the senators, which is every 6 years. Yeah, so in November, yeah.
And what in CB11?
Debbie.
What area in CB11 is she still part of?
So she's the very east side of CB11. I can't tell you exactly which roads. I know it's only a certain portion of it. I believe to our west is Richie Torres. So if, if you want some more information, I can get that for you. Yep.
About that, sorry about that. You can look at the jurisdiction map and you can basically see where the lines are. Okay, next is a representative from Congressmember Torres's office.
Good evening, everybody. Joseph McManus. I put most of my contact information in the chat. I didn't put in the address. It's 540 East Fordham Road on the second floor. And just to let you know, walk-ins are welcome, but because of some of the items the congressman has put on, we've had lots of vandalism and protests, so you might want to call up before you come over to the office, or you can call up and make an appointment. And really, we try and help with all the federal issues: Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Post Office, Military Academy, and anything that is in that vein. If you can't make it to the office, send me a detailed email and I will forward your concerns to the appropriate staff member. My email is joseph.mcmanus@mail.house.gov. Thank you.
Okay, representative from Senator Bailey's office.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carmen. I'm a special assistant for Senator Bailey. Our office is located at 959 East 233rd Street, and we're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you need any assistance, please contact us at 718-547-8854 or via email at senatorjbailey@nysenate.gov. You can also sign up for our newsletter, which is www.nysenate.gov/SD36news for updates about events and other news in the community. We have 3 food distributions monthly. Our next one is next Wednesday, February 28th at 2 p.m. at our district office. And Senator Bailey is back in Albany for the new legislative session. As we close in on the state budget, Senator Bailey has been participating in budget forums for the Bronx and Mount Vernon to seek community input on the fiscal year 2025 state budget. He is working on a number of legislative initiatives to combat gun violence in our community. One measure is the School Anti-Violence Education Act, which would fund gun violence prevention programs in our schools. And the second bill would establish a statewide Operation SNUG program, which would provide grant awards to community organizations working to prevent, reduce, and respond to gun violence. And that is all I have for today.
Okay, thank you. Representative from Assemblymember Zaccaro's office. Do we have any?
Glad to see everybody, and thank you for allowing me to speak. So the Assembly member is up in Albany working hard on behalf of our community. I know he's off this week, but then starting next week, we really get into the nitty-gritty of budget season. And thank you to all of our community partners who have sent us budget requests. I think we've told you that we've received them, and the Assembly member is sending them to the Speaker's office to be included in this year's budget. Like many of our colleagues in government, we are also holding free tax prep. Our tax services will be on every Wednesday by appointment only. Excuse me, up until April 10th. That's right before tax day. This is for individuals that make less than $60,000 a year, or for families that make less than $85,000 a year. Again, it's by appointment only, so please call our office 718-409-0109. At the end of January, the New York City Sheriff's Office, in partnership with the Assembly Member's Office, inspected 4 more illegal smoke shops. Multiple arrests were made, along with the confiscation of illegal tobacco and cannabis products. The Assembly member continues to work closely with his colleagues in government, the New York City Sheriff's Office, and the Office of Cannabis Management to end the proliferation of illegal tobacco and cannabis. If you do see or suspect a retail establishment that is illegally that is selling cannabis illegally, please notify our office. We are continuing to collect information on these stores and send them to the appropriate agencies so that they can go through an inspection process. You could also contact the Office of Cannabis Management as well. We will be having an Easter egg hunt taking place on March 24th at the Pelham Parkway Greenway. So feel free to stop by at that time. It'll be from 11 to 2, and we'll be sending out more information as the time gets close. But it'll be a lot of fun. It's free for the community, a lot of fun for kids and for
Evan, I apologize. Evan, I apologize. Evan, I apologize. You ran out of time. I know that you had a few more things to say. I don't know if Bernadette will give you a few more seconds. Maybe.
Of course.
Okay. How much longer?
Thank you very much.
So, wait, Evan, you got.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
You have another minute to finish your statement.
Thank you. I will not need the other minute. So yeah, it's June 22nd. Save the date for the summer kickoff. Other than that, if you have any event ideas, please contact our office. As always, we're here to help with all of your needs, and we're located at 2018 Williamsbridge Road, right across from Pasta Pasta. Thank you very much to the committee for giving me the extra minute, and I'm done.
Thank you. Is there any other representatives here that have not been called? Oh, yes, and you are from, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jasmine
how are you?
Torreblanca.
I didn't show up to the last meeting because I got confused with scheduling and I got confused with a lot of scheduling and it's my fault. Forgive me. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Gonzalez. I am a community engagement coordinator for the Bronx District Attorney's Office. We only have 2 things that are coming up. First, we have a prom dress and suit drive that we're holding it's going to be in our office at 198 161st Street. So if you know anyone who has prom dresses or any suits that you no longer fit into and you want to hand them in, you can. I know I donated my prom tux from about like 12 years ago. And then secondly, we have our 7th annual Child Safety Fair. So this fair is going to teach kids about and parents, we're going to teach kids about various safety issues. So how to safely put a baby to sleep, about safe swimming, about various other issues. And then obviously there's a lot of places that provide resources for parents in the Bronx. That's going to be on April 20th. I don't have a flyer yet because we're still working through that, but it will be on April 27th at the Bilingual School at 1919 Prospect Avenue from 11 a.m. That's a Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that's rain or shine because we have enough space. So hopefully I'll get a flyer to that soon. And those are the only updates I have.
Okay, could you make sure that that information gets to Jeremy?
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you do get the flyers?
Will do.
All right. Are there any other representatives here that we might have missed?
Jeremy, do we still have a call?
People left. Never left. Two people left. 23, we had lines. Yeah. People left too. 3 that left, that'll be 22. Still,
David left.
yeah, no, we got 3 people left. David, Pete, and we still have a point. Oh, no, Cynthia left too. No, we have no. No, she. So we don't have a quorum, but is there any announcements, I guess? I mean, anybody?
Well, the only thing left we have is old business and new business.
Can't vote though. Can't do business. So, so 8:57 PM, the meeting's officially over. Yeah, but we have 43 members. You need half plus one, or well, you need a majority. You know, so we don't have enough. But so meeting officially ended at 8:57 PM. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Burnett.
No, I just want to say, Jeremy, I didn't hear Kenny Agosta mention it, but you know, we are up for renewal, and I don't really know the deadline of the date. Can you? So I'm asking everybody, you know, as a reminder that we need to put the application in.
March
do
the
we have-
1st, Friday, March the 1st.
My microphone is the one that is giving all the feedback. So if there's any old business or new business that anybody would like to say, feel free right now, raise your hand, take a mic. Okay,
In the spirit of Serena, because I know she will say this if she was here. Please come to the public hearing on the 28th. Please look at the preliminary budget, mayor's preliminary budget, and please, chairs of the committees, members of the committees, please come and let us know what you would need, what you want to advocate for, so we can get that into our budget for next year. It is going to be at the community board office. The 28th, yes, this month. All right, cool. That's me channeling Serena right now.
One thing that I would like to say to the public, if the committee that you need to bring up any issues to is not holding a meeting and you have an issue that you feel is urgent, please email the board staff so that we can start looking into it. You don't have to wait for a meeting to be held if you have an urgent item that you want to bring to the board's attention. Thank you.
thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.